the Green Bay Packers have a trade offer on the table for one Micah Parsons. So, of course, I had to call Gage in the room and we had to get a video fired up and ready to go. For you guys, because that's just what we do right here at the Packers Report. Our favorite insider, the People's Insider as we like to call them, Ricky Scoops, tweeted out today. The Packers have a trade on the table with the Cowboys for Micah Parsons. Get this, with a new contract worth $45 million a year. Wow, this is unbelievable. Like, this is crazy. And there's so many layers to the craziness of this one, that this seems like it's legit, that it seems like they're actually offering not only to trade, but then to pay him $45 million a year. Okay, and I get it. Jerry Jones has said, you know, it's going to take a Herschel Walker type trade. We'll talk a little bit more about Jerry in a second. Well, this is the Packers report, not the Cowboys report. We're talking about the fact that this has been offered, and I get it. A lot of you guys are saying, Joey, it's a guy with a dog as his profile picture. What does he know? Well, this isn't the first time he's talked about, you know, Micah Parsons and the Packers. The first time I did this video was 12 days ago when he tweeted out, even though I don't think he will be traded, the Packers have a very serious trade offer on the table to the Cowboys for Micah Parsons. And then like a day later, Ian Rappaport came on the Pat McAfee show and was like, yeah, I would expect the Green Bay Packers to be interested to trade for Micah Parsons. But he's nailed so many things already throughout this offseason. Okay, he tweeted this out about 3 days before Jalen Ramsey announced that he was seeking a trade from the Miami Dolphins, or that the Miami Dolphins announced that they are trying to trade Jalen Ramsey. And then on May 6th, he tweets out, big Steelers move coming, hashtag, here we go. Guess who got traded 5 hours later? George Pickens. Then in June, he tweets, Panda Wash will eventually end. Aaron Rodgers will be signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers later that day, maybe the next day even. Aaron Rodgers put pen to paper, and he's still got his fastball. Okay, Scary Terry. This was from August 16th, 10 days ago. Spooky season is coming. Terry McLaurin will be getting a new deal from the Commanders worth $30 million a year, and the extension should be completed for the season, as details are still being finalized. A new deal for Scary Terry is coming. And what happened? Was that yesterday? Gage, what happened yesterday? Scary Terry signed a new deal. He's been nails recently. Okay, he has been absolutely nails. Pretty much everything that he's tweeted about has come to life, has happened. So, yeah, he's got a dog in his profile picture, but that doesn't mean he's not a guy who's very well connected behind the scenes. Okay, and so, I look at this report, I see it as 100% legitimate, 100% at least factual that he's got it somewhat right. At least the Packers are interested. We don't know how he knows about the numbers and everything, but I believe that Goody is really interested in getting Micah to Green Bay. To get him from Green Bay, he'd have to take him from Dallas. And I want to take some more things from Dallas. How about the Cowboys report Pride? Okay, they're the most subscribed channel in our company. They have over like 200,000 something subscribers. We're sitting at 10,000, but I bet you we could beat them in a race to 50 subs. At least I bet Cowboys report host Tom Downey that we could. If you want to put them down even further than they already are, hit that subscribe button and join us right here at the Packers report. 10,000 subscribers we've added in only like 215 days. This thing's cooking. It's because of you guys. Okay, if you're not on the train yet, get on it now for 100% free and subscribe to the Packers report. This is honestly, I'll be honest with you, what I've wanted all offseason alone. All offseason, this is all I've cared about. All I've talked about was at least a guy like Brian Gutekunst trying, because that's what I've wanted. I've wanted for him to try to swing a big move and land a big edge rusher. Okay, if it happens, it happens. That's awesome. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's fine, too. Okay. I'm at least happy that he's out there trying to make something happen instead of just sitting on his hands saying, we didn't get better enough over the offseason because look at last year's Super Bowl winner. Okay, think of the Eagles, they added in Saquon Barkley, they got better. And when talking about adding in Micah Parsons, yeah, you would get better. And you'd also give your franchise quarterback in Jordan Love, a defensive star, a defensive something, future Hall of Famer. You know who else got to play with defensive stars? Brett Favre did. He played with debatably the best edge rusher of all time in Reggie White. And I'm not just saying that because I went to Tennessee. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, he got really lucky. He got to play with Clay Matthews, a lot of other good defensive players. Now sure, those Packers defenses as a whole weren't the strongest, but they had stars on, and right now on this team, it feels like Xavier McKinney is probably the biggest star that you have. And behind that, like I don't really know who is. And I get what you're saying. I get how you're feeling. Okay, $45 million is a lot. It's a lot of money. That's like quarterback money, right? But you have the cap space. You have the money to spend. And if you trade away for him, you'd probably be dealing Rashan Gary in the deal. And that gets rid of a decent bit of money. For you as well, gives you a little more flexibility to be able to make this deal. That deal would put him as the highest paid edge rusher in the National Football League. $45 million per. $4 million above TJ Watt. 45 is a lot, and that honestly kind of surprised me. But let's be real, guys, you add Micah Parsons to this roster. I mean, just look at what he's been able to do over the past 4 seasons, his first 4 seasons in his career. He's doing things that nobody's done in the beginning of their career, since Reggie freaking White. You put him on this roster. I get it, it costs you a lot of money. Okay, I hear that, but you automatically, and I mean automatically, are able to win a Super Bowl. You have the ability to automatically go win a Super Bowl. I already think this team can win a Super Bowl, but adding Micah Parsons to it makes that dream even more of a reality. It's prediction time. Will the Packers trade for Micah Parsons? Give me a yes or give me a no. I know we got some differing opinions on this. I don't care. Let me know where you stand in the comments section down below, because I'm about to tell you about our awesome sponsor. I don't think there's only one thing better in this world than watching football, and that's watching football and winning money. And with our friends over at Underdog, you can do the two together, and it is so easy. Football is here, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Let's cut to the chase. If you download the app today and sign up with promo code PackersReport, you score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. And no, pro football this weekend. We only got college football, and you might not be a college football fan. If not, guess what? They already got the picks out for the Packers game against the Detroit Lions. So, give me the higher on Jordan Love passing touchdowns, 1.5. Give me the higher also on receiving yards for Jahmyr Gibbs, 25.5. And I guess it's going to be a pass-catching day for running backs, because I also have higher than 2.5 receptions for Josh Jacobs. You could tail my picks, you can fade my picks, just do it over with our friends at Underdog. Download the app today and sign up with promo code PackersReport to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code PackersReport. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make win money. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or older in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms under DFS_HTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7-HOPE at 18778 or text HOPE to 4,467,369. I'm being honest with you. Being candid with you, at the end of the day, I just still don't think Jerry's going to end up doing it. He's talked before, right? Even I mentioned it already. It would take a Herschel Walker type trade for him to do this. And this is just kind of how the old guy does contracts. We should all know this by now. Even if you're not a Cowboys fan, even if you don't know anything about them, you should at least know this, that Dallas has a history of doing this. Jerry Jones has a history of doing this. Dak last year. He didn't sign his contract extension until the day of their first game. CeeDee Lamb missed training camp. Zach Martin 2 years ago. That was wild for Green Bay, or for Dallas. Ezekiel Elliott 2019. He didn't go to training camp. He ended up getting his deal. Highest paid running back when he got it. I don't know if you've been watching America's Team, the documentary on the 90s Cowboys. But they throw it back to Emmitt Smith's contract negotiation, and he held out the first 2 games, and that was Emmitt Smith after they won a Super Bowl in 1995. Jerry Jones hasn't changed. Okay, this is just what's going to happen. I think it's going to end up getting done. I hope not. I hope he comes to Green Bay, because like I said today, in our roster video, we released it right when the 53 men got out there. I like this group. I don't love this group. They're all very consistently good players. Is there anybody great? I don't know. Okay, I hope somebody proves me wrong, but Micah Parsons in this room would turn to great. You add Micah Parsons to this team immediately, they're competing for a Super Bowl. I don't care if it cost you a trade and $45 million to get there. You've got a legitimate chance. Okay, and before we get out of here, make sure to give me a % chance that you think the Packers trade for Micah Parsons down below in the comments section. And I also would be remiss if I didn't read you this rumor we saw on Reddit. Okay, I know it's a Reddit rumor. That's why I'm saving it for the very end of the show. We got this like kind of right after the Ricky tweet, but I got to talk about it. Okay, said, I live in the Dallas area, and a friend of mine is next door neighbors with one of the Cowboys team physical therapists. Supposedly, he did some work with Micah Parsons today, and word is, the Packers have a deal in place, just need him to agree to the contract offer, which he says averages $45 million a year. Take that with a grain of salt, but hey, the streets are talking.